Greetings to the participants of the conference. I thank the organizers of the conference for giving me this opportunity to present the paper, which I have done in collaboration with Professor Lorena, University of Hain. I'm Dr. Preeta S., Associate Professor, School of Legal Studies, Cochin University of Science and Technology. And my paper is titled Clinical Legal Education in India, the case of School of Legal Studies, Cochin. We know that the main objective of legal education is to train students for the legal profession. The objective of legal education is to produce efficient lawyers. And we know that in a globalized world, we want students to be lifelong learners to meet the demands of expanding world of legal practice. So along with the knowledge of the subjects, they need to develop a set of values because we know that the lawyer's profession is a noble profession which requires values like honesty, integrity, compassion, and courage. And our students should also develop the right kind of attitude towards protecting rule of law, defending liberties, and also respecting human rights. So our legal education should aim towards imparting theoretical knowledge and also train the students in developing professional skills and also train them in the social and ethical responsibilities of lawyers. Now we know that our law schools have been following the traditional method, the lecture method for imparting legal education. But we find that the lecture method is not suitable in developing the diversified skills that is required in a globalized world. The lecture method is not suitable in developing multitasking abilities, and it is also not adequate for developing the right values and attitudes. So, in this regard, the father of modern legal education in India, Professor Dr. N.R. Madhav Menon, introduced the concept of clinical legal education in India. He introduced the 5-year integrated LLB course, wherein it was mandatory to offer clinical or practical papers. And this reform was introduced in line with the developments that was taking place in the United States and also the European countries. So we amended the Bar Council rules. Bar Council is the regulatory body of legal education in India. So the Bar Council rules was amended to provide for clinical legal education. Now, what is clinical legal education? Clinical legal education is learning through experience. It is learning by doing method where the students understand the law in action. They're asked to do a lot of exercises, and the teachers will provide them a lot of practical training. They get practical experience in solving the disputes, and a student undergoing clinical education will be practice ready. So this is what is meant by clinical legal education. And as per the Bar Council of India rules, there are 4 papers that are made mandatory. Clinical papers include drafting, pleading, and conveyancing, professional ethics and professional accounting system, alternate dispute resolution, and the moot court exercise. So these 4 papers are mandatory for a student undergoing legal education in India. And our law school, the School of Legal Studies, is also offering these 4 clinical papers. Now, apart from these clinical papers, mandatory papers, we have what is known as the Cochin University Legal Aid Clinic, that is CULAC. This is a voluntary kind of student organization wherein the students are asked to do a lot of exercises to gain more clinical experience. And we undertake a lot of activities which include legal awareness workshops, simulation exercises, training in alternate dispute resolution, tele-legal aid, log adalat, street plays, and village adoption schemes. So through these activities, the students get a lot of experience and they attained a lot of advocacy skills in the. Now, the legal awareness workshop that we undertook in the last year was on local self-government and sustainability. We did the workshop on the practical aspects of waste management. This was a workshop that was done in collaboration with the District Legal Service Authority. And we educated the members with respect to the importance of the waste management. And we had the support of the local self-government department officials in conducting the workshop. So the students got to know the practical problems involved in waste management. It was really a hands-on experience which they had. Another program which we undertook was the community outreach program, and we went to different schools and we conducted legal awareness classes on consumer law, sexual abuse, cyber law, etc. So the students were aware of the day-to-day laws that are required in their daily life. Another exercise which we undertook was the release of some videos and a handbook. The handbook was on curbing ragging in educational institution, and another video which we did was on sexual harassment in educational institutions. So we made the video and circulated the video among the students to create awareness among them. Training in ADR mechanism is another exercise that was undertaken by the Cochin University Legal Aid Clinic in collaboration with the Kerala State Mediation Center. We imparted training on alternate dispute resolution mechanisms like arbitration, conciliation, mediation, and negotiation. We gave emphasis on mediation as a method of alternate dispute resolution because mediation is gaining a lot of traction these days, and it is chosen as the best method of a dispute resolution. Lok Adalat is another activity that was undertaken. So we brought in a lot of pending cases which were pending in different courts of law, and also some cases which were at a pre-litigating stage. And we tried to arrive at an amicable solution to the legal problems. And we had the support of our alumni members. So they made certain decisions, and these decisions are treated as awards, and these awards are final and binding on the parties. So the students involved in the process also got to know different kinds of legal disputes, and they also got an experience of how a solution is being arrived at. So this exercise was undertaken with the help of the faculty members, the alumni members, and also the students. Another activity which we did was training in moot courts. We know that training in moot courts help the students in gaining a lot of skills, drafting skills, research skills, advocacy skills. So in a moot court, a hypothetical case will be given, and the students will be asked to appear for the parties, for both the sides, the petitioners and the respondents. So arguments will be advanced. So in the process, they'll be doing a lot of research. They'll be drafting the petitions. So it's a real life experience of preparing the memorials, preparing the compendium, and they develop the speaking skills, and also they develop the skill to speak persuasively before the courts to convince the judges regarding the point of view they are putting forward. So this simulation exercise was found to be very helpful for the students in gaining advocacy skills. The village halt and public hearing was another exercise which was undertaken by our law school. We organized a village halt, and a public hearing was conducted. The residents were asked to present the legal problems, and we tried to give legal advice to the residents of the village. A survey was undertaken by the students of our law school to identify the socio-legal issues in that locality. And we also gave legal awareness classes, and we gave advice to them as to the redressal mechanisms that was available. This was another opportunity available to our students for getting hands-on experience in solving legal issues. Well, the street play is another exercise that was done by the Cochin University Legal Aid Clinic. We did 2 street plays last year. One was on the rights of the elderly people, a care for the elderly. That was the scheme of the play. We tried to create awareness among the public about the rights of the senior citizens and about the laws protecting their rights. Another play was organized with respect to the child abuse. So, in that play, the students depicted the rising incidents of child abuse. And also, they gave awareness about children's rights and the legal framework that is available. So, this street play was an opportunity for our students to create awareness among the public about the rights of vulnerable groups. Tele-legal aid is a program that we introduced during the pandemic times. During the pandemic, there was a lot of difficulty in conducting physical meetings. So we organized a tele-legal aid program, which was an online program, and we provided a platform for the transgender community to raise the problems faced by the community, and we gave legal advice to them. And we came to know that the transgender community is facing a lot of issues, like they are not having an identity card, and they are denied of accommodation facilities, they are denied of employment opportunities. So all these legal issues were taken up with the authorities, and we tried to arrive at a solution. And the students were actively involved in the process, and they could get hands-on experience with respect to the legal problems and the solutions that are to be arrived at. So to conclude, I would say that the clinical legal education has improved the standards of legal education in India. But of course, there are many challenges in implementing clinical legal education. Some of the law schools are facing financial constraints. There are infrastructural deficiencies, and we also face a dearth of trained faculty. But I think we will be able to overcome all these challenges in the future. And I believe that the goal of clinical legal education is to equip future lawyers with a capacity to reflect critically on what they do, and also to help them to meet the needs of not only their clients, but also of the legal system and the society at large. And our law school, through its legal aid clinic, is doing a lot in helping the members of the community in accessing justice, and our students are gaining a lot of practical experience by undertaking all these activities. So this is in a nutshell the activities undertaken as part of the clinical legal education program in our law school. Thank you for your patient listening, and in case of any queries, I'll be happy to answer them. And if you need any information, you have my email ID. You can reach me in this mail ID.